All right, so looking at the PowerPoint, you see an example here, and it gives you the same general information as in number 5. So you can jump back and forth between slides 4 and 5. These are available on Blackboard. Um, so looking at 5, you see the 5 steps listed out very clearly. Step 1 is to state the hypotheses. So you're going to have your null hypothesis and your alternative hypothesis. This can be the letter A or it could be the number 1. Either one is fine. Just make sure you use subscript. And so you're going to state, is it greater than or equal to or less than? Is it equals or does not equal? Right? You're going to have to make that decision for yourself. And remember, the null hypothesis means that there's not the intended relationship that you think exists. And the alternative hypothesis is the one that you think that you're going to get. So in this particular case, we're doing, it specifically says a two-tailed test. So whenever there's a two-tailed test, there's going to be one hypothesis is going to be equal to, the other one is going to be does not equal to. And so we're going to be comparing to an established population mean. You see here in this example, they had 50. We know from our example that the mean is 22. So either the mean is equal to 22 or it's not equal to 22. If it's equal to 22, then scientists are no different than the general population. So that's our null hypothesis. So we're going to have an equal sign here. And we're going to have a does not equal sign for our alternative hypothesis. For the step 2, we're going to state our decision criteria. It's going to be a two-tailed test. It specifically tells us that straightforward. Two-tailed just means we aren't predicting a direction. And so the z-crit for a two-tailed test will always be plus or minus 1.96. I suggest you try to memorize that. Just remember, it's very close to 2. If you're doing a one-tailed test, it's always going to be either plus or minus 1.65, but it's only going to be 1. Versus two-tailed, you're going to have the plus or the minus, and it's going to be a bigger number. So, all right, step 3. We already know the sample mean. In this case, it's given. In our case, it's calculated. And I'll show you guys how to calculate it in a minute. Then we're going to do step 4. Step 4, you'll want to show that you can do the math, that you know what variables go where. And then finally, you'll do step 5, and I'll show you that here in a second.